In today's video, we are going to be doing a DIY inspired project using Anthropologie Satin Bow Garland, which cost $128, which is pretty crazy for a Christmas garland. I knew that I could definitely make it for way less than $128 using some items that I already had and then some items that I got from Amazon. So I went onto Amazon and I found color combos that are as close as possible to the originals. These two are pretty much identical. However, I couldn't find a lilac champagne color, so I opted for this beautiful champagne pink color, which is just very elegant and it flows really nicely with this whole color scheme. So you'll need that. I got a total of 18 bows. The green ones came in a pack of 3 and these were just sold separately. There are a ton of satin bows on Amazon, so I did have to do a little bit of digging to find these particular ones. There are ones that come with different color combinations, but I didn't really need that. I just needed the one color and several of them, so I went ahead and just purchased those. And I'll put the link in the description if you are interested in replicating the Anthropologie Satin Bow Garland. And feel free to also peruse yourself on Amazon if these color combinations aren't really your style. You can do the same exact garland with different color combos. And then from my stash, you can find this at Hobby Lobby, you can find this at Michael's, any craft supply store, Joann's. So this is just rope, trim, and this is what we're going to be using to adhere the bows on. So we'll need that. And then your glue gun. When you do receive your bows in the mail, you do have to give them a little bit of a steam because they are very wrinkled. They come in a bag like this and they are just squished in there. So when it comes out, it doesn't look as good or as professional. So you do have to give it a nice good steam. Each one of them will come with a barrette on the back. And you can opt to leave this on, but I decided to remove each and every one of them off the backs here. Really easy to do. You just take a heat tool and I am just going to apply heat right on because these are just glued onto the fabric itself. So as long as you apply heat, you'll be able to remove. And you have to be careful because the barrette, because it is metal, it will get very hot and you can burn yourself. So you do have to be very careful. But as you can see, it's releasing that clip from the back there. So you're just going to continue to apply heat and then very carefully remove the barrette back. And again, it is very hot, so you do have to be very careful. Okay, really, really easy. So there we go. Remove that right off. And if you have any excess glue on the back, you could just remove that. I ended up leaving some of it because I didn't want any of the glue residue to get into the front of the bows. Definitely keep these. I kept all of them, all 18 of them, so I can reuse this in another project if I want to make bows for Valentine's Day, things like that. So the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your braided rope, and I do want to create a loop at the end so I can attach my garland onto whatever surface I want, whether it's a mantle or the staircase. So to do that, you're just going to create a loop like this, and then you're just going to create a knot at the base here. And then try to bring that knot right down here. There we go. And then just tighten that. So this will be cut off, but I'm not going to do that just yet because I need to hot glue that part. So I'm just going to leave it as is for right now. So I'm just going to make sure that that is nice and tight. So there is our loop. What we're going to do is we're just literally going to glue our bows onto the rope. And this is the order of color that I'm going to go in based off of the reference photos. So I'm going with the fuchsia, the dark green, and the champagne pink color. So I'm just going to do the first few just to give you guys the idea, and then I'll show you the end result. All right, so to start, I'm going to have my bows facing down. I think it's going to be easier to apply our rope onto the very back of it. So I'm not gluing the bows together like that. You can do that if you want, but if you don't want to use the rope and you just want to have the bows glued together, you can do that by just applying some glue here and then attaching it like that. I'm going to lay my bows front side down, so with the back side facing up. I want to go ahead and just tuck this top part just right on top there so that they are close together, but they will still have movement. So I'm just going to take my glue and I'm going to just place that right down on the center. And then taking our rope, I want to hold it taut and then place that right down. Right on top. So you'll let that set for a moment and then move on to the next set. So I just glued my last set, and to finish it off, I'm going to do the same thing as I did for the beginning of the garland. So we're just going to take, before we even trim this off, I'm just going to take this, create a loop, and then create a knot. I'm going to try to bring this down. Let's see where my beginning is here. So I want to make the same length of opening as I did at the beginning so it matches. So I'm just going to pull that taut. Before I cut it, I am going to very carefully glue that right down. And the same thing with this side here. And here is what the final end result looks like. I am absolutely in love with it. I think we got pretty darn close to what the original Anthropologie Satin Bow Garland looked like, but for definitely less than $128. And again, if you don't like this particular color scheme, you can always swap it out. Amazon has a ton of different bow variations. You do have to do some digging for some quality bows though. I did purchase some bows that were less than what I was looking for, but these are gorgeous, and I will have everything linked in the description below if you do want to give this exact bow garland a try. And if you like this video, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps my channel out. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye.